You're ready, Frank.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to the DeKalb County Board of Zoning Appeals. We'll take roll call.
Yep. Frank Pulver.
Here.
Roy Walker. Here. Andrew Provines.
Here.
Wayne Funk. Here. Jason Carnahan.
Here.
Andrew Cruz.
Here.
Chris Gallmer.
Here.
Meredith Wright here.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes from the October 13th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the October 13th minutes.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. Old business?
Nothing.
None. Okay. New business? Petition number 25-11.
This is a petition from Digital One LLC, Brian English, requesting a development standards variance to allow for the reduction of the setback for an outdoor advertising sign along State Road 3 and to operate a digital billboard / electronic sign. Property is located on the west side of State Road 3, approximately 2/10 of a mile south of the intersection of State Road 3 and State Road 205 in Leato, and is zoned C2 neighborhood business. In your packets shows the proposed location there. It's just south of that gas station that's at 205 and State Road 3. And across the way from it was the old paintball court that is now, I believe, being leased for warehousing. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, this is vacant land owned by Donna Griffiths. You can see the proposed sign there advertising our DeKalb 2040 comp plan, but 35 feet in height, 25 feet of space between the ground and the sign, so a 10-foot sign overall. 10 by 36 is 360 square feet. In our ordinance, outdoor advertising signs or billboards are permitted within 500 feet of I-69, State Road 3, State Road 6, State Road 8, 327, and State Road 427, provided they follow the the regulations of those signs accordingly. With that, they're requesting the variance for the setback of State Road 3 to be reduced to 60 feet. And then, like I said before, also they are requesting that the sign be able to be electronic or include video images, changing faces, electronic messages that you see typically on I-69 up or down from Fort Wayne. So pretty simple variance request there, but variance for the size and for the setback and for the type of sign it's going to be.
So what's the distance it would have to be without the variance?
100 feet.
100?
Yep.
And they want it at 60?
Correct.
Do we have any, how many other signs with moving pictures?
In DeKalb County, none.
None?
That I'm aware of. We did just
right by here.
right north of there, but it's and Brian can correct me if I'm wrong. Brian, come to the mic so you can help me out here. We did review that with Brian, who's the attorney for the project. But oh yeah, just make sure the gray light is on. Thank you. Went through this and we did approve a sign just north of here, but it was like 34 feet in height or something. Is that what it was?
No, I think it's the same size sign, the same height, but the issue was they couldn't satisfy the state of Indiana requires a 500-foot setback from the intersection. So even though it was granted here, MDOT or NDOT won't approve that.
And speaking is Brian English for the record.
Even being that high, they wouldn't authorize it to be closer.
Right.
Is there any last time with any moving images or anything?
No.
I just wondered. I'm easily distracted.
And
Me too.
Is NDOT okay with this? And
Brian, you want to come back up and speak to the NDOT issue?
We submitted our application to NDOT about, I keep saying MDOT because I'm from Michigan, but we submitted our application 2 weeks ago. Generally, it takes them a month to a month and a half to approve it. We applied for a digital board in Decatur last year, and it took them about 5 weeks. So no, they have not approved it, and obviously, whatever you guys do is contingent upon us getting NDOT approved. We don't see any hurdles, but we haven't gotten their approval.
So we wouldn't issue any permits until they would get their state approval.
this is not advertising a particular business, it's just a billboard and different businesses.
You're correct, yes.
Contract you there.
Yeah, it's called an off-premise sign, so other people, apart from the on-premise business, can advertise. And our company would sell advertising to various businesses.
No, I'm not quite, I mean, when the ordinance was written, the planning commission at that time just didn't want to see, I believe, electronic signs. It was back in 2009, so there were electronic signs back then too. You know, I don't know, I'm not quite sure why the requirement to basically prohibit them. Just have to have a variance for them, yeah.
Variance for the electronic portion, or is it for
Both.
the, is both?
Both, yeah.
Oh, I missed it.
Because in there on 5D, signs shall not include video images, changing faces, electronic message, or light emitting diodes, blah, blah, blah. So anything that's going to have a, you know, moving picture or whatever would have to, that variance as well. What?
Like I said, I'm easily distracted.
Obviously.
There are state rules on the types of images put on there.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, federal law has protected signage as part of free speech. So Brian can probably speak to this too, but basically you can't limit what people can put on signs. Even in planning and zoning can't.
I would say, to expound on that, we do run into that question. I run into that question almost all the time. And Chris is correct, but we're selling to local advertisers. So generally, the advertisers that go on our board, they're a pretty good reflection of the community. You know, if you're in a more conservative community, it's going to be more conservative advertising. You know, the opposite, if you're in New York or California, it's going to be a different level of advertising.
Root of my question was, that I would rather see in DeKalb County.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't limit that though. I mean,
pretty safe here, but.
yeah, I think we're pretty safe here, but
I'm just saying, you can't limit what can be put on it, but.
Correct.
If our ordinance says you can't have this stuff,
correct. Oh, you mean like if it was like flashing stuff? More ways than one. Got you.
So how far is this from 205?
Officially, it will be from the road setback,
Yeah,
like 150 feet, 145 feet from the actual road. Oh, what'd you say?
205.
Oh, from 205.
205 is going to have to be 500 feet from 205, which I believe goes east-west, correct?
Correct.
And 3 goes north. So from that cross-section, we're going to have to come back 500 feet. So it'll be
It'd be a minimum 500 feet from that
Yeah.
intersection.
in order to satisfy the NDOT requirement.
Okay.
And then I believe it's spec to be about 160 feet from the concrete, would be the southbound lane of 3. That makes sense? Southbound's on the right. So, yeah, Indiana 3, it'll be, no, I believe it's 60 feet from the state right of way.
Right.
State right of way, you have
This is,
What's out there a ways then?
Yeah. I mean, it's like they're gonna be real, right, probably right at the 500 feet from that intersection.
Yes.
500 feet from the intersection of 205 and 3.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
About 145 feet from the road.
Yeah.
From the road, from the edge of pavement.
Road, yeah.
From the right-of-way, it'll be 60 feet. From the edge of pavement, it'll be like 145.
So Donna Griffiths is the owner of the property,
Yes,
and you're gonna lease that area from her?
yes, we have a land lease signed with her contingent upon regulatory approval. But yes, we lease that small pad.
So then you also have to have access to that in some form.
Mm-hmm. We'll need these.
That's part of your agreement with her?
Yes. Yes, we will get easements within the lease. I need to draft them. Within the lease, she has to provide us easements over her 3 parcels, which comes from the south. I'm trying to get in contact with the owner of the former paintball property, but I'm struggling there. That would be easier to pay them a couple $1,000s and come right across there. But the reality is, we're rarely there. It'll take us less than 2 days to construct it, and once it's constructed, it's unlikely that we'll be back there more than one time a year for maintenance, and even then, we hope not. But everything's programmed remote, so I usually need to talk to landowners through that, or the adjacent property owners through that too, that 2 days to construct it, and you likely won't see us again, because everything's done remote. And they're new signs, so they should last 15.
Okay.
So you can deny any company you want.
We can, yeah, we don't have
Do
to
you
sign.
guys have a policy of what's allowed?
We don't have like a written policy, but we're from Michigan, we're Midwest, we're pretty conservative ourselves. And you know, there's not enough money to be made on these advertisements for us to go out on a limb for somebody crazy for $500 a month. I mean, the last thing we want to do is upset the landowner, even though we can advertise whatever we want. Upset the landowner, upset the neighbors, upset the county. It's just, it's not, like I said, it's $500 a month average. If we're $5,000 a month, maybe we would push the edge, but no. So we've got, currently we have 10 boards in small communities throughout Michigan, Ohio, and Decatur. And I hope to have one in Kendallville here next month. You know, we've never had an issue out of all those boards. And prior to that, we had a number of boards that we ultimately sold. But we've never had an issue with a landlord come and say, why are you advertising? I go back to we're in Hillsdale. I don't know if anybody knows Hillsdale. Hillsdale is probably the most conservative community you could ever get. And we've never had a complaint about an advertiser because it just reflects the community. So I can't guarantee that somebody wouldn't be offended by something. Probably the only thing that somebody could be offended would be if you get into the political, you know, we get near elections and somebody might be very conservative or very liberal, and they're like, well, I don't like that guy, why are you advertising? The reality is we're going to probably advertise for whoever wants to advertise, but beyond that, advertisements are pretty conservative. Local businesses, local car dealers, local, you know, if we're lucky, we get a Kroger or a Myers contract that they'll sign for a year, and they'll just rotate through what fruit's on sale or what holiday stuff's on sale. But it's going to be reflective of the static boards you see. I mean, that's who we go after, is the static. And I would, just as a side note, as I mentioned Kendallville, we hope to get approval in the next month there, but they don't have a digital board in Kendallville, and they looked at their ordinance, and their ordinance was the same. Static is allowed, digital is prohibited. And unbeknownst to me, they called me back about 3 months later because the one location we were looking at fell through, and I'm on a new location, and he said, we're actually changing our ordinance to allow for digital and static. They're going to be the same size, but they have updated their ordinance. I think it's like this, where they're saying, well, this was drafted 25 years ago.
So are you saying that you do or you do not have guidelines as to who advertises and who doesn't?
We do not. No, we don't have any written, any written guidelines as to, we won't advertise to this person, but we will to that person.
My concern. That's honestly what the question was. Like I said, Vegas, content on a Vegas billboard, not want to see.
Well, yeah, we're not quite apples for apples here.
We're trying to appease to the local community. So,
I was,
so, and if we did something crazy like that, it probably would be harder to sell advertisement to other people, because you wouldn't want your business up there with something that was in Vegas. And
So, the store in Quincy, Michigan contacts you and says they want to rent space on your billboard. That sells, of course, in Michigan, everything is legal. I see a lot more advertising in our area, advertising for Quincy and Coldwater and so you don't have a guideline to say, no, if you want to rent it, fine, you can advertise your sell as far as,
you mean, you're talking about marijuana?
yeah.
No, we have boards in Michigan, we have 2 in Ohio, and we have 1 in Decatur, and I can't think of any instance in those boards where a Michigan marijuana company has reached over. And our 1 board is in Toledo. Toledo sits right on the border, and the other one is south of Toledo, 20 miles or so, but I can't think of any instances that our sales guys are advertising for marijuana. I don't know that, but I also can't speak to the fact if that's legal, because I thought, well, you look like the lawyer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I can't speak to whether or not Indiana allows that.
Oh, they do.
Indiana does allow that? Okay,
I think there's probably interstate commerce issues. If you
Okay.
don't, it depends, you know, it's
okay,
kind of questionable because even though it's legal in Michigan, it's not yet legal, I don't
Yeah.
think, federally.
yeah, well, it's not legal federally
Correct.
anywhere.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I mean, I think we would not want to, as a BZA, do anything different than what the First Amendment allows.
Mhm.
That's more dangerous territory.
He was just coming for a setback variance. Be like, sorry, you can't.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't mean to stereotype you with your dress.
No, that's okay. It's all right.
At least you look well.
My dad always taught me to try to dress up as an attorney, you know, with the jacket and the tie and everything, so.
Okay, anybody have any more questions for Brian? Okay, thank you. Is there anyone in the audience that wants to speak for or against this proposal? Okay. You have anybody have more questions for Chris? Or if anybody wants to ask Brian any more questions? No? Okay. Well, we can move on to
Findings?
findings.
All right. We'll go through some proposed findings. These are not final until voted on and approved or disapproved by the BZA. We have jurisdictional findings, application completed and filed on September 26th.
Yes.
Legal notice published in the Star on October 31st with publisher's affidavit and receipt received.
Yes.
Certificate of mailing notices sent and receipts given to staff.
Yes.
Letter from the County Board of Health dated October 23rd.
Yes.
Letter from the County Highway Department dated October 3rd.
Yes.
Letter from the Soil and Water Conservation District dated October 3rd.
Yes.
Letter from the County Surveyor or Drainage Board dated October 13th.
Yes.
Condition. And then letter from the DeKalb County Airport Authority is not applicable. We have some proposed findings. There's 3 different questions, and any of you can comment on any of these questions as they come up. But I'll go through them, one by one here. Number 1, will the approval of the variance request be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community?
Not affect the health, safety, and morals of the community. Like tell them on here, the pros electric sign and the reduction to the setback, State Road 8 will not be interest to the public. Also, the surveyor has, I think, a deal in there where it has to do with, the RV Guthrie ditch.
That's been approved, Brian.
So we're okay there, okay.
Then number 2, will the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance request be affected in a substantially adverse manner?
No, the proposed electric sign and the reduction to the setback along State Road 3 will not adversely affect the neighboring properties due to condition of approval for the county surveyor.
Then number 3, will the strict application of the terms of the Unified Development Ordinance result in practical difficulties in the use of the property?
In reduction to the setback along State Road 3 is needed for the property owner to further develop the property.
So with the conditions of approval that we'll go through here, staff's recommending approval and also recommends the following conditions. Number 1, the board retains continuing jurisdiction of this from development standards variance to assure compliance with all terms and conditions and or impose additional conditions deemed necessary for health and safety. Number 2, a development standards variance to allow for an electric sign and the reduction to the setback along State Road 3 is approved. Number 3, comply with any applicable environmental standards as required in Article 5, 5.11 EN-01 in the Unified Development Ordinance. Number 4, no off-site drainage crossing said real estate should be obstructed by any development on the site. Number 5, no certificate of occupancy or certificate of completion shall be issued until the applicant files written evidence of compliance with any conditions of the various county boards listed and other agencies as applicable. File written evidence of compliance with federal or state agencies where identified in the findings or conditions, and the zoning administrators to determine when conditions have been met. And then number 6, there's an additional one on the regulated drain variance from the Drainage Board for the Harvey Guthrie Open Ditch. 181-00-0 was approved on November 6th. The variance will need to be recorded prior to any permits issued.
Any comment on the recommendations from staff? Okay. If not, is there a proposal or for or against the permit for this?
I'll move to approve.
We have a move to approve. Is there a second? Approval and a second? Yep.
Roy Walker,
Yes.
Andrew Provines,
Yes.
Wayne Funk,
Yes?
Jason Carnahan,
Yes.
Frank Pulver.
Yes.
Thanks, Brian. Have you filled out the permit for that yet? Just to get that process started with our office? I'll send you that tomorrow, or Wednesday. Thank you. No worries. Safe travels back.
Okay. Second petition, 25-12.
Misty Vance, requesting a development standards variance to allow for a reduction to the side yard setback. She had a structure fire, the house burned, basically a total loss, and she wishes to build on the existing foundation. In our UDO, in the non-conforming structures section, I think it gets into this maybe, I don't remember. Anyway, if it's a total loss of 50% or more of the cost of the rebuild, it has to meet the standards of the ordinance, which is 30 feet for our agriculture A2 zoning district. So that's what she is requesting that from. The original house, as you can see on those front and backs of your pages, she's got a long skinny lot there. The house sits approximately 13 feet from that west property line. Obviously, like I just said, required is 30 feet. Not sure when the house was built. Misty, do you want to come to the mic?
Long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago. 78. So back then, it probably didn't have to meet setback ordinances, or they were different or something, I don't know. Anyway, requesting a development standards variance for the 17 feet for her to be able to rebuild this on the existing foundation.
Okay, would you stay up, just state your name and address?
My name's Misty Vance. My address is 2199 County Road 40, Auburn, Indiana.
So this picture shows the 13 feet. That house is no longer there?
Just the base. Well, it's still there. It hasn't been torn down yet, but the basement's still, we're gonna, if we can build, it's gonna go
You're going to demolish it?
just the top layer.
Okay.
Everything down to the foundation. I think you're, what, saving one wall maybe?
We're, the entire basement,
Okay, the
the
entire basement.
entire basement's being saved.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But the rest of the
Yeah.
house structure will have to be demolished because, yeah, it's pretty bad shape.
Is there any structural issues with the basement due to the fire?
No,
No.
no fire cracks, no damage, just, it was just soaked from the fire department.
What is the 13 feet?
Is the existing setback, right, where the existing house is, and our ordinance requires anything new to be 30 feet.
The outline?
30.
30, yes, that's what I thought.
That really fits in with finding number 3.
Right.
Arguably on the strict application would result in practical difficulties
Right.
in using the property,
Oh,
of course.
yeah.
And even wherever, I mean, even if we would say, theoretically, let's say we deny her, there's nowhere for her to put the house because the slot's too skinny anyway.
Right.
So, unless you create a
Long skinny house.
long skinny house.
Yeah.
What type of damage would have had?
But then it wouldn't fit over the foundation.
50% or less of the cost of reconstruction. Yep, so if she had like if it's gonna, let's say the house was appraised at 300,000, if
It was a kitchen fire only or
correct,
something, and
if it was only gonna cost $50,000 to fix, then it'd be fine.
didn't this happen too up to Kathy's up in Waterloo, like 20 years ago or something? There was a,
20 years ago,
I don't know, or,
I was still in diapers.
okay, well, I'm just saying.
Just
Oh,
kidding.
sure you were.
You know what I'm talking about, Frank? I think there was something
So
years
young
ago,
and-
there was like,
Whippersnapper.
there was a building up there at Waterloo and US 6 that burnt down, and
Sure,
they had to get it reapproved because of that or something.
right.
This has happened before in the county. I'm just remembering what my dad told me.
So your access to your house is on County Road 40, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
That's a long driveway.
It is a long driveway.
And all of that stuff will remain the same. It's,
And it's paved, the driveway's paved, it's not
Okay.
stone.
so this is just the house, everything else will remain the same?
Yes,
So all of what you're showing me here in the blue, that is all of her your property, right? Is that right? Okay.
Sitting next to the other.
Teal and blue, they're different colors.
Yeah, it should be this little long thin lot. What you're
The
looking
one
at.
line is basically over the driveway.
Yeah.
13 feet.
The new construction is gonna be in the, like, the same distance from the property line as the old one, right?
Yeah.
Not closer or farther?
No.
I figured. I don't have a problem with it.
Is there a full basement under that house?
Yes.
Any more questions?
In favor of it?
In favor, yeah.
Okay.
You want me to read it?
Mm-hmm.
It berates me.
Enter it in.
It says, received it from Carolyn King, sorry. This is in regards to a development standards variance letter I received from the DeKalb County Board of Zoning Appeals from Misty Vance. This rebuilding of her home because of a house fire should not have to be approved by this board, in my opinion. She should have been grandfathered in since she is just rebuilding on an existing structure. This has been such a heavy burden for her, and to put her through this is just unbelievable. I have to wonder if this is just another way for our government to take our money, more money from our citizens, let her rebuild, and stop this nonsense.
Okay, never mind.
Well, I got it, so I had to read it, but
That letter does,
She's a good neighbor.
I'm sure she is, yeah.
yeah,
That's sweet.
that letter does mention a thought that I had, why she should have been grandfathered in because it's already there.
Yeah, our non-conforming uses, or non-conforming structures section in our ordinance, I think it's Article 7, states that if it's, if you have a non-conforming structure, you can't rebuild 8.05 C5 is basically you have to, if the loss is greater than 50% or more of the, it might be 70%, I can't remember what we talked about, I could look it up. But it's a cost, if it's more than that.
I think it was 70.
Was it 70% or more? 70% or more of the cost to rebuild the house, you have to rebuild at the current standards. So, and because it's basically 100% cost to rebuild.
It's a decent way to look at the legal nonconformings that we have.
Yeah.
And make sure that ones that we can correct, we do, and ones that we don't need to correct, we don't mess with.
You have to take a look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Since it's a
We
legal,
can
since it's a
also
legal
acknowledge that
nonconforming.
it's, we can also acknowledge that it's sad that homeowners have to go through that.
Yes.
The house fire
Yes.
goes down.
Yes.
We can all acknowledge that, sorry,
It's a pain in the neck, so yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
but it's a perfect opportunity for us to go through this process.
Thank you.
Thanks, Misty.
Now she wants to sit down. Is there anyone in the audience that wants to speak? Give me your name and address, please.
Yes, my name is Russ Hoff, 2181 County Road 40. I'm Misty's neighbor, the other neighbor on the west side. Give you a little history. My father-in-law built her house originally in 78. He owned everything property-wise from the county home line to the creek. And the property line was like 1,200 feet deep. He owned the whole thing. I came to town and we decided that he wanted me to live next door to him, so I lived in this house for a few months while they were doing my house next door to the west. So I'm very familiar with, what's in that house, how big it was, what all was there, what wasn't there. During all those years, there was no additions added. There was, still the same square footage, the same footprint that was always there originally. And as Carolyn said, we really don't have a whole lot of problem with it. I think, if she's not allowed a variance, what happens to that house? Suddenly it gets torn down, and there's a foundation there, and what's going to happen to it? It's just going to be a blight for the area. She's willing to rebuild on the same footprint. We have Carolyn and Misty are both great neighbors. We want to have them there. So I would ask that the approval be made for her to rebuild, including the variance, because it doesn't cause anybody any problems to the west of her. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Russ. Any more questions?
Okay, here we go with proposed findings. Jurisdictional findings, application completed and filed on October 3rd.
Yes.
Legal notice published in the Star on October 31st.
Yes.
Publisher's affidavit and receipt received too. Yes?
Yes.
All right, then we've got certificate of mailing notices sent and receipts given to staff.
Yes.
Letter from the County Board of Health dated November 3rd.
Yes.
Letter from the County Highway Department dated October 3rd.
Yes.
Letter from the Soil and Water Conservation District dated October 3rd.
Yes.
Letter from the County Surveyor Drainage Board dated October 3rd.
Yes.
Letter from the DeKalb County Airport Authority is not applicable here. Then we have the 3 proposed findings, so we'll start like we did before, and anyone can comment on them as desired. Number 1, will the approval of the variance request be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community?
It will not be injurious. Actually, sounds like it'll be more injurious if we don't get it.
Yep, there you go.
Exactly.
There you go. Number 2, will the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance request be affected in a substantially adverse manner?
No. All the neighbors are supportive.
Okay. And then number 3, will the strict application of the terms of the Unified Development Ordinance result in practical difficulties in the use of this property?
Yes, the proposed reduction in side yard setback is needed due to the existing foundation that will be used.
So then we have conditions of approval, proposed conditions of approval. Staff is recommending the approval and recommends the following conditions. Number 1, the board retains continuing jurisdiction of this from development standards variance to assure compliance with all terms and conditions and or impose additional conditions deemed necessary for health and safety. Number 2, a variance to allow for the side yard setback to be 13 feet is approved. Number 3, comply with any applicable environmental standards as required in Article 5, 5.11 EN-01 in the Unified Development Ordinance. Number 4, no off-site drainage crossing said real estate should be obstructed by any development on the site. And number 5, no certificate of occupancy or certificate of completion shall be issued until the applicant files written evidence of compliance with any conditions of the Board of Health, Highway Department, Drainage Board, Surveyor, County Airport, Soil and Water Conservation District, or other agency as applicable. File written evidence of compliance with federal or state agencies where identified in the findings or conditions, and the zoning administrators to determine when conditions have been met. Back to you.
Back to you.
Well,
Okay, Errol, thank you. Okay. Any more questions? That was good. That was good. That was
I have a cold tonight, so I'll.
That was rich.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve or disapprove?
I'll make a
of
motion to
this variance?
2512.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded.
Roll call.
Yep, call.
Okay. Roy Walker. Andrew Provines.
Yes.
Wayne Funk.
Yes.
Jason Carnahan.
Yes.
Frank Pulver.
Yes. Good luck. Get Russ a hammer and a saw. Well, maybe not. Okay, last but not least, petition 2513. Gerardo.
This request is for a proposed garage addition at 0710 County Road 45 in Waterloo and is zoned A2 agricultural. As you can see in your staff report and aerial image, the red overlay area is the proposed garage addition. The yellow outline is the property. They are approximately going to be, well, you see your very nice survey from Compass, which is great. 10.8 feet from that south property line is what they have proposed. Thus, the variance request is for 19.2 feet. The house, as it sits now, is only 36.8 feet from that side yard or south property line. And I can have them speak to that, but as you can see, the AC unit, there's an LP valve, the antenna, I believe the septic might be up there too, Mr. Gerardo. So for his wife to have a really nice warm garage tomorrow when it snows 3 inches, they would really like to have this, this garage addition attached to the house. This is the location that it would really have to go. So, anything you want to add?
You septic's on the north? Okay.
Can you make sure that mic is just on? Push the button. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yes, this morning was not a very good morning for the wife. Not getting better. She's put up with it for a long time, and she is tired of walking on slippery ice. Jason, if I'd have known you were on the board, I would have come to you early.
That's your barn up there as well? Up on the
Barn.
Mm-hmm.
Shows a barn up here by the propane tank.
Utility building or
That's
something?
just one of them sheds,
Okay.
Okay.
just the shed that I parked the gator in Plainfield. Real close to having to move out there as it is. Don't push me.
He's helpful, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Any more questions? How big is this garage? 26 by
26 by 26.
26 by 26?
Yep.
Okay.
Planning on putting a handicap ramp in for the both of us on the inside so that we can basically go down the ramp into the cars without actually having to go outside.
Pretty nice survey. Very nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What isn't on here?
She put down the fire pit. I was really surprised. Fire pit. I had a fire pit in the yard. She even put that on the fire pit.
Yeah, he's even got the fire pit in there. Okay. Anybody else?
Any questions? Straightforward.
Yeah, pretty much. Mr.
Believe me, they help themselves.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys want to get the surveyor's number?
All right, we'll go through the proposed findings. You're fine then to sit down if you'd like. Jurisdictional findings, application completed and filed on October 16th.
Yes.
Legal notice published in the Star on October 31st with publisher's affidavit and receipt received.
Yes.
Certificate of mailing notices sent and receipts given to staff.
Yes.
Letter from the County Board of Health dated October 23rd.
Yes.
Letter from the County Highway Department dated October 20th.
Yes.
Letter from the Soil and Water Conservation District dated October 17th.
Yes.
Letter from the County Surveyor or Drainage Board dated October 21st.
Yes.
And letter from the DeKalb County Airport Authority is not applicable. So we have three proposed findings again, and again, you can have discussion as you would like on these. Number one, will the approval of the variance request be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community?
No, the proposed reduction in the side yard setback will not be injurious to the public. Also see letters from the various county departments without objection.
And number two, will the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance request be affected in a substantially adverse manner?
No, they will not.
All right, and then number three, will the strict application of the terms of the Unified Development Ordinance result in practical difficulties in the use of the property? And also perhaps the septic. I think we heard talk about that as well. All right. Conditions for approval. Staff's recommending approval and recommending the following conditions. Number one, the board retains continuing jurisdiction of this from development standards variance to assure compliance with all terms and conditions and/or impose additional conditions deemed necessary for health and safety. A variance to allow for the side yard setback to be 10.8 feet is approved. Number three, comply with any applicable environmental standards as required in Article 5, 5.11 EN-01 in the Unified Development Ordinance. Number four, no off-site drainage crossing over said real estate should be obstructed by any development on this site. And number five, no certificate of occupancy or certificate of completion shall be issued until the applicant files written evidence of compliance with any conditions of the DeKalb County Board of Health, Highway Department, Drainage Board, Surveyor, Airport, Soil and Water Conservation, a district or other agency is applicable, and further, where applicable, file written evidence of compliance with federal or state agencies where identified in the findings or conditions. The zoning administrator to determine when conditions have been met.
Is there a motion to approve or disapprove?
So move to approve.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
Roll call. Roy Walker.
Yep.
Andrew Provines.
Yes.
Wayne Funk.
Yes.
Jason Carnahan.
Yes.
Frank Pulver.
Yes.
Which we don't have funds, of course, the other day that came that said that we were going to have to pay $4,800.
No, that's all spam.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But
Everyone got it that was here tonight.
okay, when I saw the Democrat thing on it, it was like, yeah,
And the logo is, let's close out and then I'll talk about it.
yeah.
It's very weird.
But I wanted to make sure that was.
No, you don't know any money.
No.
Good question, though. Good question. Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.